Hi, I'm David from londonsafes.co.uk. We are the top rated safe company on Trustpilot. And if you need a safe in London or the home counties, please WhatsApp me on the number on screen now. I'm happy to advise, even if you don't end up buying a safe from me. Okay, today's safe, this is from Chubbsafes, and this is their smallest, newest addition to the Grade 2 range. I simply call it the Chubbsafes Grade 2, so it's rated for cash 17,500 or valuables £175,000. That's for insurance purposes. This safe has been made to solve a problem, and the problem is for people with watches, and the watches, like your Rolexes and that sort of thing, that have gone up in value, are worth so much, and people have bought so many that they now need to have a specific safe for insurance approval. And if your collection is worth up to £175,000, then this safe will solve the issue for you. We supply and fit in London and the home counties. It's what we call a Grade 2 safe. Normally, Grade 2 safes are enormous, like 4 times the size of this and much heavier, and very difficult to install in most properties because there isn't a suitable place on the ground floor normally. Whereas this smaller Grade 2 safe is ideal, as we can fit it in most locations, in most properties. If you're wondering where it can be fitted, get in touch on WhatsApp. Here's my number again. Maybe send me some pictures or a video of where you wanted it installed. Okay, let's have a look at the safe. So it comes with this digital keypad, which is battery operated. It's a 9-volt battery that just lives under here, the little door there. 6-digit code. The factory code is just 1 through 6. It beeps like that. You turn the keypad around, and then you're going to rotate the handle, which is counterintuitive. It goes the opposite way to what you might expect, and then you can open the safe, and I'll open the door right out so you can see. And I've fitted into this particular safe 2 of our automatic safe lights that you see turn on. They're an optional extra. You'll see them on the accessories page. Makes it easier to see inside the safe because they paint the inside very, very dark for some reason. Here's your testing and your certification to EN 1143-1, and this is the protection level 2. That's our website, by the way, londonsafes.co.uk. There's a link to the safe in the video description. Okay, let's have a look at the dimensions. So the external height is 415 millimeters, the external width is 360 millimeters, and the depth is 340 millimeters. But if it is going in a tight cupboard, you need to allow another 50 millimeters because the handle protrudes 50 millimeters or just under from the front of the door. Internally, we've got a height of 295 millimeters, a width of 240 millimeters, and a depth of only 170 millimeters. If you imagine how thick the door is, and it is very, very thick, when the door shuts and the bolts that you see here, which engage into these holes, you're left with pretty much just that from my fingernails back. And I'll show you kind of what will fit in there. If you have got watches in boxes, you will get them in here, but not many. This is the sort of ubiquitous Rolex box, so it's not going to go that way because the door will hit it. So you'd have to put them in that way. And without the light, you would get, no, you'd only get 1 there. So you'd probably get 2 boxes. If you took the shelf out, shelf's removable, by the way, I think you'd get 3 boxes in there. But if it is for watches or jewellery, then perhaps you could take the jewellery and, you know, put it in sort of some soft bags or something. Then you can put as many watches as you want really in there and put the boxes somewhere else. We recommend you put the boxes in another safe though, because as you know, the boxes, if they're stolen separately, will devalue your timepieces. It comes with this kind of faux leather base thing here. I'm not sure if that's a feature, if everyone's going to come with that one. This one did. If you do buy one and it doesn't come with that, I'm afraid then it didn't, because they're not really clear on that. In regards to installing the safe, we have to bolt it to the fabric of the building, and they've kindly put a hole in the base for us to bolt the safe to the floor, and another one in the back there so we can bolt the safe to a wall. And it needs to be either, not both. Both is fantastic. If we can bolt it to a concrete floor and a brick wall, that's better. But if we just bolt it to a floor or a wall, then that is insurance approved. As I said, the door's pretty thick, so if you're putting it in a confined space, then really to have access to the safe, you want to be able to swing the door out like that as far as you can so that you've got full access to the safe if you're putting, you know, items that are almost as wide or almost as wide as the width of the internal of the safe. Otherwise, you'd have a restricted access. If that was going into a niche that was just a little bit wider than the safe, let's say, then the door would have to be like that. It wouldn't open much beyond that because it would start to hit, the cupboard or the reveal if it's in a corner or something. So get in touch. We're londonsafes.co.uk. As I said, here's my WhatsApp number again. I am on the WhatsApp normally from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Happy to answer any questions, look at any locations that you might have in mind. As I say, we're all 5-star Google reviews and all 5-star Trustpilot reviews, apart from one, I think, which is 4-star. And that's us, London and Home County Safes. Thank you very much for watching.
Free delivery and free installation. Your safe will be delivered and professionally installed by one of our own vetted employees who will arrive in an unmarked vehicle. Get in touch online or call us on 0800 711 7892.